I hope you all have been doing well. Welcome to another video. It's Thursday. Let's get into it.
FBI, open up!
I know you guys are just as excited as I am to get to today's video, but before we do that though, this section of the video is sponsored by Xness. Xness really just flexed on all of the brokers in the game recently. www.financemagnets.com put Xness as broker number 1 over all of its competitors, and when you look at their trading volume, it's not that hard to understand. For the month of October, Xness reached over $1 trillion in trading volume. What I find even more impressive is that they have had 234,559 active clients for the month of October, and that is quite huge. And for the third quarter of the year, July to September, they paid out over $470 million in client withdrawals. Please go and revert that to rand to see how much it is. Now when you're done, ask yourself, if Xness is out here dishing out money like this, why aren't you getting a piece of the pie? Find the link in my description and sign up for an account today. So recently a whole lot of individuals have been trying to contact me on Instagram, throwing a case of Tshokibee on my lap, and I really thought that I have seen all of the account management, all of the investment people in the forex industry. That's really stupid, but when I look at this case, I haven't seen a case more stupid than this. So Tshokibee had an investment program and she's still selling it today, despite finding out last year already that this is a defunct way of running investments. But she had a plan which offered 100% returns in 7 days, and you can access this with a minimum of 1,000 rand. Now, I do not know who else thought that this was very laughable, but 100% of your investment within 7 days, that just sounds way too good to be true. I've got 3 instances that really proves what I'm saying, and we're gonna go through them right now. So here by our first chat, you can see that this takes us back to August of this year, and as you guys can see, this person asked for Tshokibee's banking details. Tshoki gave it, and this person then deposited 1,000 rand into her account. But as time went on, this person then asked for an update on the account, and Tshokibee then gave a response which says that the account is still at 1,000 rand minimum deposit, but then she had the full gall to say that 100% profit guaranteed in 7 days, but the 7 days have passed already. Now I find that highly disingenuous, because obviously this client of hers is contacting her 7 days after the initial agreement, and all that she needs to do is pay back the money. But in all cases, as you guys can see, she just straight up started ignoring this client. And what truly hurts me about this situation is that when I read this last message that this client sent her, it reads, "Hello, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm kind of starting to doubt that the money I invested to you is still there. I'm really failing to understand that it has been 3 weeks now and all of a sudden my messages are missed. I really don't want to think of this as being scammed. Can someone please just respond to my messages and tell me what's up? Update me or anything, because now I'm just sitting here not knowing what's going on. Please, boy Choco. The guy who referred me to you said only good things."
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie.
Now, it would be highly disingenuous of me to just come and lay one case in front of you guys with such little evidence. And it is really sad to say this, but a group has been formed of clients that have went through the very same thing with Tshokibee, that has been scammed by Tshokibee to be exact. And as you guys can see by the title of the group, it is titled Scammed by Tshokibee. Now, someone sent a message into the group saying, "My poor Tshokibee, Rosie, she can't even afford to pay back people's money and pretend all the way like she has it all. To which Rosie responded, it's a mess. To which Franz Mapeka something, I can't see the full surname there, the media will deal with her. Those fancy things she owned by our money will be taken away from her. To which Rosie then responds, she owns nothing. Now, as you guys can see, obviously when there's a group, things is really serious. Lesego then sent into the group, good morning guys, I'm sorry but I have to ask, Tshokibee is speaking about tenants and all. Isn't she a trader? Now at this point I am really confused, because where does tenants fit in? These people made a forex investment with you. They did not make a property investment with you, because if they made a property investment with you and the deal was for that you guys or they would buy a percentage in a house that you own and you will pay a percentage of rent over to them every month, then tenants would be applicable. But for this argument and for this case right now, nowhere did these people make an investment into property development or a home or anything that would require for a tenant's money, or that would need a tenant's money to be able to pay them out. So at this point, the same way like I am, a whole lot of people is really confused. Going on, you will see that Rosie saw a status, and Rosie then said that I saw a status yesterday that she is moving to a new house. And this is where people is starting to get worried, because to them it seemed like, I don't say it seemed like a joke, because obviously their money is lost, but it seemed like they were still somewhere out. But with her moving into a new house, this just says very clearly where these people's money have gone, and this makes them feel really uncomfortable, and it will make me feel uncomfortable too. Now, one thing that I find really super is someone named Godlara, or whatever the case may be, and in the third message that this person sent, what kind of a person who claims to make money every day would tell her clients that she will pay them through rent money. Now you guys see, that is the exact same thing that I spoke about, that I just couldn't understand as to why, where does tenants and rent money fit in? Now I got a hold of a message which clearly proves that Tshokibee was telling her people that, listen, I am gonna wait for these people to pay me. And her exact message reads, because someone was asking her, I'm reminding you of payment, when can I expect it? And Tshokibee then responded, I will send a message at the group tomorrow, because my tenants will start paying me from the 2nd of November. So now you guys can see that this just isn't something that I have scratched out of my ass. Very clearly out of her own fingers, it says here that she will pay, or she will tell the group tomorrow that she's waiting for rent money. Now, like I said, these people did not make a property investment, they made a forex investment. So tenants for this argument is really laughable. And then furthermore, which is really disingenuous, is that this client then tells and makes it clear to her that you then removed me from the groups, so how am I supposed to get this notification? And once again, this just kind of shows you that the people that they are dealing with, and I can most probably bet you that after this person didn't even get a response from Tshokibee. I can guarantee that. Can you stop sending messages on my group? If you got a problem with me, why don't you call me? If you want your refund, why don't you call me and discuss your problems with me? Now, this is just my issue. This is when they have gaslit you to the point that you have no other choice but to take this public, and then they play the victim like this. This client then responded, come on girl, we tried being civil with you and you were blue ticking us, not responding. You really think we'd do such if you were easy to talk to? You pushed us, just give us our money back, that's all we want. Now as you guys can see, that is the same thing that I told you guys. These people don't just act out randomly. They were pushed to the point where they felt like they had no other choice but to take this thing public, otherwise they will never ever see their money or even get an answer out of Tshokibee. And clearly that worked, because now Tshokibee is here in the inboxes making a whole lot of excuses, talking about I'm not a bad person and when did I blue tick you. But we can clearly see that she doesn't like responding when you ask her for your money back. Now, another thing that is pretty clear is that her group eventually started getting angry at her, and there is no limit to the repercussion that can come your way if you took people's money. Now, I'm not condoning it, I'm not saying it is right, but guys, if you're doing investments out there and you are doing what Tshokibee is doing to the people, please be aware that you will one day be met with a response that you cannot control, and that response will come out of anger. And you guys know anger is something that is really hard to contain. So stop playing with people's money, man. Please stop playing with people's money. The message that I'm talking about is a message that was in the group, Tshokibee group. And as you guys can see, Rosie is there as well. Godler is there again. And I feel like this is just a second group. But this is one that obviously has Tshokibee in there as well. And the message that I'm talking about is the one that reads, what makes me look at you in sadness is that you don't even know the kind of people you are dealing with. We have been patient enough. Now, if that isn't a message clear enough that something bad can happen, then I don't know what is. So Tshokibee, if you're out here holding on to people's money, please pay them their money back. You cannot expect to move into a new home peacefully, expect these people to leave you alone. Meanwhile, you are still eating their money. It is not gonna work like that, my dear. It is not gonna work like that. And I'm still saying it in a nice way. That way other people will do it to you. They will do it to you really bad. You know, people out there, they do not care. Now, what I find highly disingenuous of everything here is that the moment Tshokibee was called out, she then made this post into the group saying she will not be taken for a ride and she will not entertain such people. So she should live in fear just because they think they are powerful. Oh, then good luck, dears. As much as she is not God, and they also isn't God. So worst part is she won't associate herself with witches. Now, this is oh yeah, and then she removed everyone and then blocked them. And as you guys can see at the bottom, the group has ended. So obviously closed down the group. But as you guys can see, always when the smoke is turning, they have the audacity to call out to God. I look at her Instagram bio and the very first thing is used really blasphemously, because there's no way that you should use God's name, nogal God-fearing, and then still scam people. That is not gonna work, my dear. Further on, and this just really disgusts me, this is a post that was made last year already, and the caption of this post reads, ever since last year, 4th of November, I invested and I haven't received my investment back. Can someone help me get my investment back from Tshokibee? Now, as you guys can see, Tshokibee is tagged in this. Right at the top, you will see Tshokibee tagged, so you can actually see this on Tshokibee's account. But the date there says the 5th of November. You can see there is a payment slip for 1,000 Rand, a proof of payment. And then as you guys can see, Tshokibee acknowledged the payment. So the client asks, so when does my 7-day start and when does it end? And at this point, Tshokibee could have made up an excuse to prolong the time, but she didn't. She could have made something up to prolong the time, but she didn't. So obviously this client would start asking for their money, and she says, hey there, I'm still working. And the client says, I just wanted to know when will my 7 days end? And this is something really disgusting, because obviously you would know when you invested with someone. But as you guys can see, Tshokibee is busy arguing the dates here. I will check the date you invested. To which the client then responded, okay, I think it was on a Thursday if I'm not mistaken. So obviously the time has run out. And she says, okay, I'll check. Now given the circumstances, you would expect her to come back, but I think she didn't come back. And then at this point, this client was really smart, because this client then baited reaction out of her by asking her about her robots. And you can see she gives a price for her robots there, robot from 7,500 to 3,500. Sorry for that, my WhatsApp replies automatically. I find that to be just a lie. And then you can see the client then responding, okay, I understand, so did you check the date I invested? Which is really smart, like I said. And that message was sent for 15:49, 10 minutes to 4, right? 7 o'clock the evening, she still hasn't replied, to which this client then says, Miss Tshokibee, and Tshokibee then replies by saying, Han. And that was the last time Tshokibee has ever responded. As you guys can see, here is other texts asking, why are you not responding? Tshokibee, talk to me please. Hello, it's now 14 days since I invested. My investment matured 4 times already, and I'm not yet received my investment back. Can you please explain why am I not yet received my investment back? And then a whole lot of question marks. Hi, hey, Tshokibee, hi. And then there's obviously this client baited her again, which then got the response of banking details. And then as you guys can see, the client then says there, hi, even today you don't reply my messages. So this clearly says something. And with her being so blasé about it all, telling people, but like, oh, I never blue ticked you, but then you see things like this. I find that highly disingenuous. I find her highly disingenuous to call herself the Forex Queen and put God-fearing first in her Instagram bio, yet she uses that same Instagram to scam people. My conclusion on this whole matter is that for me, the market is way too volatile for anyone to be making short-term market investments. That just isn't gonna work. Another thing is guaranteeing 100% profit in 7 days. That is really the most stressful investment plan I've ever seen. And I'm not talking about stressful for the client, but I'm talking about stressful for the investor as well, because you have 7 days to pull off moves that will lead to 100% profit. Do you guys know how hard that is in 7 days? It doesn't matter how much money you have. And the reason why I say that, as traders, we all know that the market is a game of back and forth. You will win some, you will lose some. And because of that fact, I believe that guaranteeing 100% profit in 7 days, highly disingenuous, highly irresponsible. Another thing that I noticed here is that Tshokibee have scammed quite a few people, and the gag here is that she used her official bank accounts. So whenever these people get totally fed up with her and they decide to go lay a case with the authorities, she will most definitely sit a few years in prison. And she will sit a few years, especially because she is not licensed or authorized to be taking investments out here. I do not know how many times I have to say this. If you are unlicensed and unauthorized to be doing investments within the forex space, within the financial services industry, you are already committing a crime just by taking money. And then last but not least, I find Tshokibee to become really desperate for money. Note how she is telling this client that this bot costs from 7,500 to 3,500, but then also look how she is advertising a bot on her Instagram for 500 Rand. I find that super disingenuous, and I believe the reason why she dropped the price that much is because people have not been buying product, so product is not moving, and now she's looking for a way to make money, because obviously having these high price tags on these robots is not gonna work for her. I mean, what Lamborghini does she drive? What Ferrari does she drive? Is she flexing like John Gotti to be out there asking John Gotti prices? I don't think so. So that is why she dropped that price to 500 Rand. And even then, I find it highly disingenuous, because at the end of the day, she did not code a single damn thing, and I will put my 2 front teeth on it. If you came this far, I really do appreciate it. thank you so much for your support. Please do smash the like button. The algorithm will spread the video further to the people that will need to see this video. Please do leave your comment in the comment section, as I'm pretty keen to hear what you guys have to say about all of this. Guys, this industry is getting like a circus. How are you gonna take forex investments, but then you're waiting for tenants to pay rent so that you can repay your investment, people? Like, please just leave your comments in the comment section about that. Please tell me what you're thinking about that. And then also please share this video around so that people can become aware that pretty faces may seem pretty tempting, but it's always the pretty faces that teaches you the ugliest lessons. If you're new here, please do smash that subscribe button, and while you're at it, smash that bell notification icon as well, so that you can be alerted when I come out with new videos. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.